What's up, everybody? My name is Kevin. Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Worldwide series. Today we have Mijena Kola. She is a real estate agent out in Albania, in Keller Williams, Albania. So, Mijena, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hello, Kevin. Thank you for this invitation.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, Mijena, please introduce yourself. Tell us, what brought you into the real estate industry.
As you mentioned, I'm Migena Kola, and I'm a real estate agent here in Albania, in Keller Williams, Albania. And to be sincere, the company that's brought me in this industry is Keller Williams.
Okay.
I have been in this market for, let's say, 2 years, and I've been the first of the system for these 2 years. I learned how to love the markets, and I think that I'm going to do this business for the rest of my life.
It's a beautiful business if you do it correctly, right? It's very, very
Yes.
rewarding.
I like the fact that real estate is essentially a hybrid asset class with both an equality of investment and capital gaining components.
Mm.
And it is good and pretty cool feeling going to when you go to a development site and seeing people living in and enjoying something that you found for them. It is a good emotion when you see that people are living in the house that you found for them.
It's
So
true.
emotion and business, it is a good combination.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, our industry is about helping people, correct? Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
Right.
some people treat it a certain way, but at the core, at the root of it, we're just helping people find homes, sell their homes, and then move on to their next stages in life, correct?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But okay, and Mijena, let me ask you, what type of real estate do you sell or do you
Most
focus on?
Mostly, I do residential real estates, housing for individuals, family, or a group of people. This is the most common type of estate here in Albania. But also, I have done some commercial real estates, referring mostly to individual stores, office buildings, parking lots. So mostly with offices and houses. This is the type of real estate that I do here.
Oh, amazing. And in regards to, I know you're in Albania, but what specific city or cities do you focus on?
Mostly in Tirana, so the capital of Albania, because the markets here it's going really fast,
Oh yeah.
uh, and you have more opportunities in Tirana to sell and buy quickly, or to rent a house, because even the population it is bigger here in the capital. So the opportunities are bigger here in Tirana, but even in the coast, so in the south of Albania or in Durrës. So there are some cities here which are focused in tourism. So even this kind of real estate, it is really good to do here in Albania.
Wow, amazing. Now, the market trends, what have you and your team been seeing over the past years in the Albania market?
Um Home prices have been rising steadily over the last few years, as even in other countries.
Hmm.
Uh, and there are several facts about this because even the quality of the construction here in Albania has increased. The infrastructure in the areas has been improved, and the quality of life has improved. So there are some components that has helped the markets by increasing the prices of the property. The current market conditions are having a significant importance on both buyers and sellers. For buyers, are facing a challenging markets
Mm.
because of the prices that are getting higher, and they sometimes want to wait for the right moment to buy their own properties. But to be sincere, I don't think that the prices will go down.
It's real estate, right? It's
Yeah,
it's tough for prices to go down.
Yes, but for the sellers, sellers are in a good position in the current markets. They are likely to receive multiple offers on their homes and may be able to sell for a higher price than they expected. So let's say that it is the right moment for the sellers to go on the market and take their best price for their properties, and giving opportunities even the buyers to buy the properties with the right price.
So Mijena, why do you think um because I know that's happening similar here in the United States. And funny enough, I've interviewed other real estate agents from different countries, and it
Mhm.
looks like it's very similar. So in England and Portugal, it looks like it's the same problem. And back here in the United States, again, the same thing. There's not enough inventory. It's a little bit more difficult for buyers, and sellers are getting multiple offers on their home. So why is it like that right now in Albania?
Um, we have even a lot of offers here. We have a lot of houses that are on the markets, but the problem for the buyers is because even the 70% of the buyers here in Albania take a loan, and the increasing of the loan has been a little bit difficult to buy easily a house. For this reason, the buyers are getting skeptical with
Mm.
these prices. So we have the loan, which is going higher, and the prices of the apartments are going higher. So for this reason, it is difficult for the buyers to find their dream house, let's say.
Mm. So you were talking about the loan, so it's getting more expensive in regards to interest rates. Are interest rates high in Albania?
Yes, higher than last year, let's say. So if you could take a loan for 2 or 3% last year, this year it might go upper to 5 or 6%. So it's
Wow.
going higher.
It's
Yeah,
like, is that per year, per month? That percentage?
in total for the amount that you are taking.
Wow, that so it doubled basically, right?
Yes, right.
Oh man, so that is tougher on buyers. So it does make a difference, even though it's 2 or 3%. That interest rate matters, right? Of
Yes, right. Yes.
course, of course. Now, in regards to investors,
Hmm.
are where are investors looking for, or what type of returns? Do you know a little bit of insight about that? What type of things are investors looking for in Albania?
We have two types of investors.
Mhm.
Um, those who want a monthly return and annual return. In Albania, when you buy a property with the intention of renting it out, it is called a good investment if the return of the investment, while in buying, earning 20 or 30% of the investments, when you invest at the beginning of the project, so if you take 20 or 30% of the investment that you have done, it is a good investment.
Okay.
If you invest in the beginning of the project, then you can the profit can be even higher. So you can profit even more than 30% of what you are investing.
Wow. So in by the return, you're talking about the value of the apartment, correct?
Value of the apartment, yes.
Okay. So so what you're saying is that if you buy in the earlier stages of development, your
Mhm.
potential for returns are a lot higher as opposed to if you're buying later on.
Yes. For example, if you buy an apartment at the beginning of the project, 100,000 euros,
Okay.
after 5 years or 3 years at the end of the project, you are going to sell it for 130,000 euros.
Oh.
130,000 euros, yes. So you are going to earn 30% of the total value that you are investing.
So if you can explain a little bit. So if somebody wanted to buy new construction, right? And they want to buy in the beginning phase, the
Mhm.
first phase when they're just announcing, I mean, I don't know how it is exactly over there. How
Mhm.
long does the development expect to be finished?
Uh, from 3 years up to 5 years. It depends from the project. If there is a big project that includes apartments and villas and commercial, it might take a little bit longer, for example, for 5 years. If it is only a single building with apartments, it might go from 2 to 3 years.
Financing. I know you were saying 70% of the buyers in Albania go through the bank. Now, how does that work? If I mean, obviously, I know that that's more of the banking side, but if somebody would want to, let's say, invest over there,
Mhm.
is there a certain down payment that buyers need?
Yes, 20 to 30% of the total value. They have to have the down payment, and 70% they have to take the loan at the bank. So they
Oh,
need a down payment, 20 to 30% of the total value of the apartment.
okay. Even in that. Oh, okay. So that goes for investors and people that live, like, let's say a first-time home buyer. Is there any sort of incentives for first-time home buyers in Albania?
Investment that they have all the money they are going. You are asking me about the new projects for
Yes,
the,
yes.
okay, for the new projects. If you decide to buy a property in a new project, you might have as a down payment 20% of the value, and then after finishing the first phase, for example, after 6 months, you are going to do another payment. This it depends even from the constructing company, because they have different phases.
Mm.
Some of the companies might want after 6 months 30%,
Mm.
after a year 40%. So it depends from the company who is constructing.
Oh, okay. And how does the bank come into play here? Like, can you buy new construction with the bank?
Yes, there are some companies who has done an agreement with the bank. From the start of the project,
Mm.
you might take a loan 70% of the total value, and 30% you have to have your own money to
Oh,
buy the property, and you are waiting until the project it is finished. So the bank invests for you, and you take the property with 70% of the loan and 30% as your own money.
got it, got it. Now, apart from apartment investing and new construction, let's say somebody wants to buy a house that's already made, there was a previous owner. Does that still apply? Does somebody like an investor, do they need 30%, 20%? How does it work with regular
They are
homes?
going to take a loan, yes. But if they have their own money, so if they are going to buy an apartment, 80,000 euros.
Hmm.
If they have 80,000 euros, they do not need to do a down payment. They are going to do an agreement and start the procedures to take the apartment on his name.
Which areas do you see, which areas in, let's say in Tirana, are
Mm,
investors looking for? Or where is there a lot of action? Where's a lot of new development going on in Tirana?
um, Tirana is always on the top of the preferences as the market moves very quickly. Specific areas that I would like to mention, it is near to Tag. It
Mhm.
is mostly uh, built with villas and small apartments. Uh, it is elitar villas, let's say. So it is an area that's rich people want to live there. So there are 2 or 3 areas there that rich people want to live there. It is Farka Lake also really liked to live or to invest. So there are some areas in Tirana that's it is good to invest right now because the prices are going up, up, up.
Now, for example, how much could, I mean, if you can shed some insight on how much could property go for in those areas? Apartments or villas, how much do you think they can go for, the average price?
uh, an apartment you can buy a 2+1, for example, for 200,000 euros. A villa you can buy from 1 million, 2 million, up to
Wow.
4 million euros. Yes,
So it's expensive.
it's expensive. It's a luxury area.
Wow, very nice. Now, where do you see, apart from Tirana, where do you see new development or the next like big boom in the housing market is going to happen? Where do you guys see that?
It is Dermi. It is the south of Albania. We have a beautiful coast here, and a lot of foreigner investors are coming in the south of Albania because they want to do their own projects.
Mm.
Um, because the houses there, it's really sell fast and with a good price. We are going from 3,000 square meter for apartments on that area, and it might go within 5 years up to 6 or 7 thousand euros for square meter.
Wow.
Yes.
That is crazy. That is all
Yes.
extremely high property values.
I want to focus on that part right now. So
That,
during the summer, I'm going in the south of Albania
of
to
course, of course.
crazy deals there.
There you go. So how far is what was the name of the city again?
They're me.
Thermi.
They're
It's
me.
tough. I mean, I'm Hispanic, so I can pronounce a little bit with the R's and the Thermi.
Yes.
How far is Thermi from Tirana?
It is 3 hours, 3 hours and a
Oh,
half right now. Yeah.
oh, in car.
In car. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Got it, got it. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about foreign investors because
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that are watching that are interested in investing in different parts of the world. And obviously we're talking about Albania. So how could an investor, let's say from the United States, what would be their first steps if they wanted to invest in Albania?
They have to find an agent.
You preferably.
Yes, why not? It is pretty easy for a foreigner to invest in Albania because the procedures are the same as you'd be an Albanian. So the only gap that a foreigner might have it is that a foreign investor cannot buy a land in Albania as an individual, but he can buy as a company. So he can open a company here in Albania, and he might buy a land and start to construct on that land. But buying a property in Albania, it is the same as being an Albanian. So you come in Albania, you see the property, you like it, and we go to the notary and start the procedures to buy the apartment. That's easy.
Oh, okay. Are there attorneys involved or it's just the notary?
At the notary.
Okay.
Notary.
So it's funny because here in the United States and especially here in New York, there's a
Mhm.
lot of people involved. There's attorneys, there's the bank. Everybody has to be in communion at the closing table for us to close. Usually
No,
they take 2, 3 months. It takes a long time here, mostly in New York.
if you have all the money of the property that you want to buy, it might take only 1 month here in Albania.
Oh, okay. And what about with a loan?
With a loan, it might be a little bit longer because for the foreigners, it is a little bit difficult to give them a loan.
Of course.
And as far as I know, they cannot take more than 40 or 50% of the total value of the property that they are going to buy. So
Oh,
they cannot take more than 40 or 50% of the total value from the bank.
got it. Okay. So in regards to the foreigners, so if they wanted to buy, do they need to have a specific bank in Albania? Do they need to be residents?
No, 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 no. They can transfer the money even from the country when they are. So if they live in UK or United States, they just transfer their money from the bank when they have their money, and that's it. It is
Okay.
not obligatory to open a bank account here in Albania.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's funny because like I said, each country they all have their different rules. Like I
Yes.
said, in Portugal is not like that. You need to have a certain tax ID for Portugal, right? So and it's good that Albania is a little bit easier, correct?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Written a lot of Italian from Poland, from Germany, from Spain. um, Russia. They are doing a lot of investments here in Albania
Really?
because it is an easy market for them. Even the prices are really cheap compared to other countries. So
No
you
doubt.
can buy a land here really, really cheap.
Wow. But it's only because so many people are paying attention to it, 5, 10 years down the line, it's going to be expensive.
Yes, yes. And if we compare the market of the lands here in Albania, within 5 years, it has increased with uh, if a land would cost 20 euros for square meter, now at Farka Lake we can buy for 150 euros for square meter within 5 years. Yeah,
Wow. So
yes,
it's almost 6, 7, more than 7 times.
yes,
Wow. So look at that. That's really good projection. That's really good for people to know because
yeah,
if you're seeing that sort of appreciation now within the past 5 years, in the next 5 years is probably going to be, who knows, right?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Right, right,
That
right,
that's
right.
that's amazing. So if somebody wanted to start going and looking, is English, let's say somebody wants to live over there, right? Is English commonly spoken in Albania?
Yes, yes, we have been raised with English. So, yes, let's say that 60 to 70% of the population can speak and understand English.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, because you speak it very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you can freely communicate with the foreigners.
Okay, beautiful. Now, is there anything that investors should know of in regards to the politics before they invest there well, geopolitical that can affect the real estate specifically?
We have a liberal business environment here because even from the strategic position of Albania. So Albania, it is near to Italy, near to Greece, near to Kosovo. So we are with these countries and we collaborate with these countries. And if you want to invest in Albania, you have cheaper flights to go in Europe. You have better taxes here, so you can invest in Albania, you can do business in Albania for your country, but cheaper here because we have even a young population here, and the labor market, it is pretty good in Albania. So doing business in Albania, it is really good for those who want to spread in Europe.
Hmm.
So let's say that your home should be Albania and do business in Europe.
Now, the taxes, if somebody wants to sell their property, what's the tax rate? Do you have any idea in regards to the tax rate that somebody may be looking to pay or?
50%. For example, if we have a property that I bought it last year
Okay.
for 80,000 euros and I'm going to sell it for 100,000 euros, I'm going to pay 50% of 20,000 euros. So it is
Okay.
50% of the discount, let's say, from what I bought and what I'm selling, from what I'm earning,
Okay.
50% of the incomes, let's say.
Okay. So it'll be 50% of the capital gains.
Yes, yes, right.
Got it. Got it. All right. So you have projects that you're working on over there that you guys are selling, correct?
Yes,
Now,
right.
what's the average price point that these apartments are going for?
The average from 1,900 euros for square meter, it goes up to 2,500 for square meters.
Mm,
It depends from the areas. If you want to buy at the city center, you are going to buy in the new building, you are going even up to 5,000 euros for square meter.
wow. So in these apartments, what sort of amenities do they come with?
You just buy the apartments without furniture, so you have to buy the walls and having the facilities that the building offers you, nothing else.
Well, so like in regards to the apartment, do they do the facilities, do they have gyms? Do they have anything of those sorts?
Yes, the new buildings, the new project that are coming up on the markets, they have the gym, they have commercials like supermarkets, pools. So
Wow.
you can find everything within a building.
Oh, okay. So you were saying in the city center, it can go up to 1,000 euros per square meter, correct?
1,000.
5,000 per square meter.
Yes.
So obviously this is a prime neighborhood, which is most likely going to be going up in value. So how much are the size of these apartments?
They might go from 60 square meters
Okay.
to 300 square
Okay.
meters. So you have
So
1+1, 3+1, 2+1. While the area that I wanted to mention, it is near to Tag, the luxury area that I mentioned to you at the beginning of the interview. We have a project there. It is a really good project, and the moments to have a good price it is right now because the prices are going up on that
of
area, and we have apartments, small villas and big villas on that project, and the prices for square meter it is 1,950 euros for square meter. So if you buy, let's say in January, 200,000 euros an apartment 2+1, in February or March, you are going to sell it for 220,000 euros. So you are going to
wow.
earn 20,000 euros for 2 or 3 months.
Wow. So these projects are already done or they in the beginning phases?
In the beginning phases. For this reason, you are going to take a good price.
Of course, that's how it is. So why is it that it's cheaper in the beginning of the development as opposed to later?
Because you are going to wait until the construction it is finished. So for this reason, you are going to do some. You are taking the risk, let's say, to wait
Mm.
until you go at the end of the project. You are going to wait for 3 years to profit your property, to enjoy your own property. So it makes sense that the prices are going to be cheaper at the beginning, and then at the end of the project they are going to take the maximum of the market price.
Okay. So there like in the beginning of the project, there's risks, obviously, because from what I've heard, because they do that in different, obviously that's everywhere, but I can speak a little bit about because I'm from Colombia. Well,
Mm-hmm.
my parents are from Colombia. I was born here in the United States, but they because I go there every year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's similar, very similar to that. You can buy the properties, the apartments at different phases.
Mm-hmm.
And Colombia is a little bit more risky because there have been horror stories where people put in their money and the the development or the developer goes bankrupt or something like that. So are there any risks to that out there? How is it
Oh,
looking in Albania?
only risk that it might be is that if the project it is for 3 years, it might go for 3 years and 2 months or 3 months. So you might wait a little bit longer for the project to finish all the project. But no, not something like that.
Oh, okay, good, good. Yeah, that's good to hear for people that are looking to invest. There's a very big Albanian community here in New York.
Mhm.
Other parts of the country, I assume, but here in New York, there's a lot of Albanians, so they'd be excited to listen to this. You'll never know; they may be thinking of doing something out in Albania, correct?
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
So of course, so in Mijena, any other tips that you may have for people that are looking to buy or invest in Albania?
As I mentioned it before, find your real estate agents, and I'm pretty sure that by finding the right person, contact here in Albania is going to help them to buy their dream house property, even for the investment. So doing some calculation. I'm always saying to my clients, seeking professional advice. from a financial advisor, accountant, or a lawyer, from an agent in real estate. So in this seeking the professional advice, it might make them easier the process. So the process, it might be easier at the end of the transaction, let's say.
Of course. Now, I did want to ask you something. In regards to being an agent, I know
Mhm.
different countries have different rules. So, in Albania, do you need to have a license to become an agent? How does it work?
Yes, you have to have a license to be agent. But if you are junior at the beginning of your career, you might want to come at a company, start your training. So, for example, being on the company for 3 to 4 months, understanding the marketing, understanding if you want to be on this industry, and then you might want to apply for the license.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's some countries that you don't need to have a license. Anybody could just go up on the street and start selling. So that's good to hear that you're working with somebody licensed in Albania. So
Yes,
here
yes.
in the United States, you need to be licensed, right? You
Mhm.
do. It's pretty simple. It's like taking a few tests.
Even here in
In
Albania,
reality,
you have to do a course which is 10 days, doing an exam, and then you have your own license. If you pass
oh,
the test, you might have your own license.
oh, okay. Yeah, here you have to have here in New York, I believe it's 77 hours.
Mhm.
So you have to go to school, you have to have a 77-hour course. Then you have to take the school exam where you're
Mhm.
taking the course, and then you have to take the state exam. And that's pretty much it. After that, you go to any brokerage that you have to be sponsored. Your license has to be hung up with, let's say, a Keller Williams. So right now my license is hung up with Keller Williams. So that's how it is. So you can't just have a license and go off on your own. So it's a little bit different.
No,
That's
here in
another
Albania,
exam.
if you have a license, you can choose your own brand.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I chose Keller Williams from the beginning. Everybody in the
I
office
chose Keller Williams from the beginning.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is my third year. I started in May 2021. So I've been very, very happy. There's a lot of support here. That's the main thing. And I obviously look, we met like this. We met through Aaron, and it's beautiful, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
How can people reach out to you if they wanted to get a little bit more information about Albania?
I have my social accounts. You can find me in Instagram as Migena Cola. You can find me on Facebook, Migena Cola, LinkedIn. So everywhere,
Okay.
social media.
Good. Yeah, we
Just
have to as
Migena
agents.
Cola, and you will find me. Just Google it.
Okay.
Migena
Miguel
Cola
Cola
will
and
show
Keller
up.
Williams. But
Yeah.
Miguel, again, it was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for your insight about the Albania market. You are super, super knowledgeable. And hopefully, again, we bring you some buyers to your development. I mean, who knows? Somebody listening to this podcast may want to be interested in buying over there. So
Yes.
hopefully. Thank you, Mijena. It was a pleasure, okay?
Was such a pleasure even for me.
Thank you. Have a good one.